Why? That's mommy's. Use this if you want to smell like daddy.
You never had to question if you were a man, so why give your money to a corporation that doesn't know if their products are made for men? Try Jeremy Razor's hair and body products. Jeremy shampoo and conditioner are made with tea tree oil to naturally clean and restore your hair and scalp, argan oil to soften your hair and not your masculinity, and aloe vera to moisturize the hair and scalp. It's all paraben-free, sulfate-free, phthalate-free, and most importantly, 100% woke-free. Not to mention, it smells amazing. Go to jeremyrazors.com and use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. That's jeremyrazors.com. Use my special code BURNS15 to save 15% off. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I'm your host, Chawanne Burns. In this episode, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about Mayor Brandon Johnson and his ever-loving crisis with migration, or they call it migration, or asylum seekers. What they really are, they are actually illegal immigrants. So we'll talk about that. And one of his main supporter, an alderman, went on a podcast and she was speaking really bad against Brandon Johnson. She said, "You really got black folks looking foolish." And this is all to do how he's been handling the immigration crisis with Chicago. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to talk a little bit more into Chicago's immigration because they are planning to erect a tent in one of these parking lots where it tested for high in mercury, and it's going to cost them approximately $65 million to build this tent. And of course, the residents are mad as hell about it. So we'll get into that. Also in Charleston White, I don't know if you guys know him. He's a comedian slash activist, but he's always having some controversial takes. It's a few YouTubers had him on their show before, but Charleston White is very controversial. But he was on Cam Newton podcast, and Cam Newton asked him about, his message, the way he delivers his message, and why people are so offended. And Charleston White had something to say to black folks. So we'll get that. We'll talk about that today on another episode of Business Talk.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Looks a little something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
That's right. Yeah, so I guess today's podcast or show, Business Talks, can be labeled, you got black folks looking foolish. We get some type of political power, and what do? Run amok. You act like you don't know from heads from your tail. And this is what her name is, Jeanette Taylor. She's criticizing. Let me make sure you guys can see it. She's criticizing Mayor Brandon Johnson because he acts like he has no skills. He wasn't prepared for the job of mayorship. He wasn't prepared for the immigration crisis, which they already knew they had one before he got into office. And so she's talking about this on this podcast. So here what she's saying.
Hey, we should not be on the fifth floor. And I'm speaking my whole heart. We were not ready because we haven't been in government long enough to know how government really runs.
Taylor was unavailable for a follow-up interview, but her comments were referencing the progressive movement that she and Mayor Johnson have been a part of for years.
I felt like we're not ready, and it's showing out in the wash. I don't got to say it. People see it. We're pretending like now we got the power that'll show you how it's supposed to be done. And we look real stupid right now.
I think the movement and the mayor have some serious concerns here because people are speaking out publicly about some of his shortcomings or about some of the shortcomings of the movement very early in his administration, and that's not a good sign.
Some of Taylor's frustration stemming from the migrant crisis, but another progressive mayoral ally, Alderman William Hall, suggesting Taylor's criticism is off base.
So for us to, again, sit from the...
And this is just progressive politics, okay? Progressive is not even Democrat. They're like off the rail Democrat. They believe in unicorns and butterflies when it's really raining shit, okay? This is what progressive, they're saying that they're progressive. We're trying to progress towards a better world, but really progressive, what it looks like communism. You guys put it in chat. Let me know if I'm going in the wrong direction. That when I think of progressive politics or progressive people that are in politics, it's really communism. They want a communicable state, everybody putting in one pot and everybody's taking care of each other instead of you working off on your own merit. You know, it's nothing wrong with, okay, subsidized housing and subsidize, I guess, medical care. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because a lot of people do need help. But when you're talking about people shouldn't work to live, oh, you don't need no job. You just come. This is what the immigration looks like. You could just come over here and we subsidize everything for you. You get free rent, free education, free food, free healthcare, and we'll take care of you. And this is what progressiveness looks like. So, Alderman William Hall, I know he's going to be defending, Mayor Brandon Johnson. But what are we really saying here? And then a lot of Black folks are with this progressive nonsense. Look at Cori Bush. And what's her name? Ayanna Presley. The girl with the shaved hair, Ilhan Omar. Real crazy thought process and really don't know how the system works. AOC. You don't know how the system works. You don't know how business works. So you make really bad choices. And who is affected by those bad choices? The people that lives in your city. Look at San Francisco. She's another progressive mayor.
Sidelines and criticize an administration and a mayor and not walk in his shoes, not have the responsibility it has, is sideline spectating.
But as Taylor demonstrated in a...
And I can't agree with that too, because just because you don't walk in the mayor's shoes, that don't mean that you don't know what the hell he's supposed to do. She is an alderman. She just has one little district, but she speaks for her district. She's the leader or the speaker for her constituents. So we don't walk in the mayor's shoes because we didn't sign up for the job. But he signed up for the job saying, oh yeah, we're going to do this great thing. We have enough money or resources to go around to intake immigration, and we have enough money to go around for the residents of Chicago. And we know that's not true because Black folks are mad as hell in Chicago. And not only Black, I'm saying Black folks, but you have Mexicans that's mad at their alderman and the mayor. You have Chinese that's mad at the mayor. All these smaller populations that's within Chicago, these little communities that makes up whatever group that they're in, they're mad as hell at the Chicago mayor. Before I go on, let's get to some of your chats, or let's see who's in the watching. Steven, 1976. Hello. We got somebody from Twitch. Yo. Nurse Petty. Hello, nurse. Steven, you are correct. And MSIPC, MISIC. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Mayor Bossy Boo Boo busting them windows, bro. Oh, you just watched that video. Hall is no good. Apparently he's not, because like, and it's like I said, it's nothing wrong to say, hey, we don't walk in the mayor's shoes. It's nothing wrong to say what he's saying, but you can't take the job if you don't want to do the job. You know, it's like, you knew that you had this progressive stance. You knew coming in, you had an immigration crisis on your hands. So you signed up for it. If you signed up for it, you should have had a plan in place. And I think that's what Jeanette Taylor is saying. You're coming in half willy-nilly. You don't even have a plan in place. And we're going to see this migrant shelter that they're building, $65 million. I mean, come on now. It's a tent. But we'll see what it looks like. More magic. I'm enjoying your work. Hello for Philly. Thank you. M, why are Black people always the last one to the party? What is taking them so long to wake up? I don't know. We do have to wake up. Colleen, thank you for the super chat. A video game controller dances goofily. Oh, game controller dances goofily under the word woot. You just saw Miss Henyard's mugshot. Yeah, and you know what? I got some other stuff I got about Tiffany Henyard. We're gonna get into that Friday. We'll talk about that Friday. But yeah, this next thing I got to talk about, this is kind of wild too. Brandon Johnson, look at himself in the mirror. I could sell my folks out like that. He is a sellout. He is a sellout. So let's continue to play this. Like I said, progressive is like a different party. Democrats, like old school Democrats, that's not the party anymore. And that's what they say about Republicans. Republicans is different now too. But Democrats is not a Democrat party. They're just like kind of crazy.
Recent city council meeting, she's not worried about what people think of her.
I don't care if you don't like me. Join the club, we got jackets.
Everyone's frustrated, confused, upset, but that's not a reflection of how this will end.
Mayor Brandon Johnson declined to respond.
Hall, we gonna go back to Hall, what he looked like. Everyone's upset, frustrated, and confused. You're confused? Okay, I could see frustrated and upset, but what are you confused about? You're supposed to know all the things that's going on. You are at the meetings every week, or how often they meet. Probably once a day. Come on now. What are you confused about? Anyway, and that the reason why they're confused is because Brandon Johnson, he's doing stuff willy-nilly, trying to get the aldermans on board without telling them. And the aldermans, unfortunately, have to give notice to their residents last minute. Oh, we're doing this. And the residents like, no, hell no, you ain't. You're not doing this. This is the tab I want to show you guys. This is the tent. This is supposed to be $65 million. They're supposed to have it up in 45 days. It is saying the city of 2.6 million people has been among the worst affected by the surge of asylum seekers and illegal entries at the southern border since President Joe Biden took office in January of 2021. Hundreds of migrants are sleeping on the floors or in tents outside the city, which have been used to accommodate the surge. Some who remained this week huddled near tents wearing parkers, knits, hats, and ski goggles to cope with the falling snow and cold weather, which has fallen to the low 40s in recent. Well, that's not bad for Chicago. I mean, it's really not bad, but this is the migrant tent. It doesn't look like it's going to be much of anything, but it doesn't. They will house up to 2,200 asylum seekers, and it would cost $65 million to build and accommodate some of those migrants sleeping on the floors in the tents outside of the police station. And I guess this is supposed to be in Brighton Park. They're planning to sue the city to try to halt construction. They saw it will lead to overcrowding, is being built on dangerous, contaminated land. It violates Chicago zoning laws. Longtime residents Ricardo Palacios told Reuters, the taxpayers like him should not have to foot the bill for the new arrivals, many of whom have fled insecurity and abysmal government in Venezuela. These people are just getting off the bus and everything is given to them. Palacios, as a taxpayer, I don't think it's right. Palacios, he sounds like he's Mexican or Spanish, Hispanic, or some type of Hispanic background. So, and would you call Venezuelans, are there, I guess there will be, what do you call Venezuelans? Just Venezuelans? They from South America, right? What do you call them? I don't know what you would call them. But you see Mexicans or Hispanics, they don't want them. They don't want them. Chicagoans are turning on Mayor Brandon Johnson on his open door policy. This Julia Ramirez, remember, she got attacked. This lady right here, I know nothing, and they got the black lines crossing out her face. She got attacked from a protest. So now they're going to sue against the shelter because they said it's BS. This other, it says, upon taking office in May, an African-American progressive Democrat says there was enough room for migrants. Speaking this week, however, he slammed Texas Governor Greg Abbott for laying on buses that have taken tens of thousands of migrants from the border up to Democrat-ran sanctuary cities. Johnson this week called it a white ring right. I know it sounds like I'm saying white ring, but I'm saying right. Right-wing extremism aimed at cities led by people of color. Their whole motivation is to create disruption and chaos, said Johnson, who seeks more federal funds to tackle the crisis. Johnson, you need to shut up. We know that's a bunch of bullcrap. You are asylum seeker. You said you love immigrants. You want them in your city. If you go to Chicago page, I don't know if this is their official page. Diverse, innovative, world-class welcome home to Chicago. They probably took it down. Oh, no, they didn't. Opportunities for support, new arrivals ahead, fall and winter seasons. they're taking, you can now purchase urgently needed items directly from Amazon wish lists set up by Instituto del Progreso Latino. You can find a wish list. So they're giving out coats and stuff and hats. It says support unhoused Chicagoans and new arrivals. Learn how you can support our unhoused Chicagoans and new arrivals this winter. Donations. You could drop off donations. They got partners, Amazon wish list, Chicago Furniture Bank. You could donate. I guess they're giving out free furniture. Cradles to crayons. This is for kids and stuff. Share our spare. And so they got a lot of services that they're trying to get together for the migrants. So they're taking on a task. And the task that they got all this special services set up for the migrants, while you, if you live in Chicago, joke's on you. I mean, like, what do we say? You support Mayor Brandon Johnson, and he gave you the same crap. Actually, he's worse than Mayor Lightfoot. He's absolutely worse than Mayor Lightfoot. Mayor Lightfoot, I don't know how she was on crime. Her crime was pretty high, but Mayor Brandon Johnson is beating her on crime. I don't know how she would have fared out on this immigration problem, but it seems to me Brandon Johnson is in over his head. So, like I said, they got a FAQ website about asylum seekers. They changed their whole website. It wasn't up there. This wasn't up there before. All they had before was saying that they were a safe haven for asylum seeker. They had a whole web page dedicated to that. Oh, and they're talking about site confirmation, I guess, to build a tent. My only thing about this, you have this whole thing that you want to dedicate to asylum seekers. And then you're going to build tents, and then you're going to put a fence around them. What is this, a concentration camp? Like, you're going to build a concentration camp? Is that what you're saying? Like, what are we saying here? And Mayor Brandon Johnson, let me see. I just want to see one thing before I move on to our next story. If they have it up here. I thought it was a news report. Okay.
When you shop on Amazon.com, there's a good chance you're buying from an independent.
They're saying Chicago officials face scrutiny as high levels of contaminants prompt soil cleanup for planned migrant camp. Why wouldn't you test the soil before you start building on it? That's kind of weird. Why wouldn't you do that? It says high levels of mercury and contaminants are being removed from the vacant Chicago lot planned for a migrant tent. It was an 800-page assessment. Brandon Johnson office has expressed confidence in moving ahead, citing soil removal and the use of an engineered barrier for safety. It says high levels of mercury and other contaminants are being removed from the vacant lot where the tent are planned to house 2,000 migrants. And the report from a consultant hired by the city said. And Lori Lightfoot, she chimed in. She said she condemned by Chicago Democrat from turning O'Hare Airport into a homeless shelter. So there you have it. They don't like it. It says they plan to allocate $160 million in aid for the migrants in Chicago for the winter months. $160 million while they're telling the people that's Americans and they're homeless, oh, we don't got nothing for you. We don't have anything for you. We don't got nothing for you. So there you have it. Let's get to our next story. You guys put it in the chat. Let me know what you think about that. This is Charleston White. So basically, Charleston White is a very, very controversial person. Some people, well, I guess he's thought of as a comedian. He's an activist. I know he has a criminal past. He's very, I guess, blunt. He says things the wrong way and he gets canceled a lot. He says things the wrong way. And this particular thing is when he was with Cam Newton. Cam Newton has a podcast and he brings people on. And Cam Newton asked about like, hey, your approach, maybe people will be more accepting of what you're saying if your delivery was different. And this is what
this is the
Charleston White had to say about that.
thing, Charleston. Like I think everything that you're saying has some truth to it. It's just the delivery. You standing, there's no denying that you're standing for and by your people.
Well, here's the thing. When you're addressing evil, you can't worry about the delivery. When you're looking at the conditions of our community, you can't worry about the evil when you got kids that kill kids and say we smoking on Tuka. See, they wasn't worried about the delivery when these kids in Chicago were talking about smoking on Tuka. Mm-hmm. They weren't worried about the delivery. I ain't got no manners for no slut. I'm going to put my thumb in her butt. The delivery?
And Cam Newton, I know he has access to a lot of people, but as far as intelligence, and I'm not knocking the brother, as far as intelligence, having a conversation, Charleston White, you could tell he's a highly intelligent individual. And he could dumb down his conversation. But it's a couple of clips that I saw Cam Newton on, and it was like, I don't think you're even intelligent enough to assess what you're talking about. So, and I'm not to down the brother, but he has some dumb takes. Like, it's like, okay. But I know he's interviewing this person, Charleston White. But as far as, okay, your delivery, the question was a valid question, but it's like, where are you going with this? You know my delivery is raw. I've been raw. So where are you going with it?
I like girls kissing girls where I'm from, and that's on the radio. Girls on girls, that's promoting lesbianism to my daughter as we driving to school. This song they playing with Drake. Y'all worried about the delivery? These niggas talking about killing each other. They really, that nigga Thug said, nigga, I shot at your mama. You don't mention me no more. He really shot that nigga mama. And y'all worried about my delivery? These niggas are confessing to murders on songs. And y'all worried about my delivery? The conditions of black sucking them talking about booty hole. Y'all worried about my delivery? Come on, don't be hypocrites, black people.
Don't be hypocritical. I mean, he has a point. You might not like the way he's talking, but he has a valid point. If you turn on the radio, this is mainstream radio. Talking about that Ski Yee song, they play that on the radio. They play Pound Town on the radio. I'm trying to see what's up, Ski Yee. If you something, I don't even know the words, but they say Ski Yee. But these are the words that they playing on the radio. That little boy, little RT, I'm gonna pull him up. Kai Cenat had little RT. This is wild. I'll pull up little RT after we finish this. He was freestyling. Like little RT is supposed to be like some kid rapper, 9 years old. You probably don't know him if you haven't heard. I think Candace Owens talked about him, and I believe Officer Tatum talked about him. It was a couple other people. Kai Cenat, which is a younger YouTube, he has a huge following, and he talked about him, was listening to his music, but he's talking about sex. Then when he was with Kai Cenat, he was freestyling. They was freestyling to some beat. He was talking about doing the R thing to a girl if she didn't give it up. And this is a 9-year-old. How in the world does he even know that? Who put that in his brain? And on which is worse, the worst thing ever with this little boy, he cannot read, and he's 9 years old. He is 9 years old and he cannot read. How do we know he can't read? Because on his Instagram,
It's like that because that's easy access, baby. Easy. Why you talk like that? I talk like that to get my point across. Because when I wasn't talking like that, wearing a bow tie, y'all wasn't paying me no attention, and I was going to the Supreme Court changing laws and legislations in this country. I was working with over 50 U.S. congressional members, from Ted Cruz to Mark Rubio, Senator John Cornyn. I was on the front page of the American Bar Association Journal. I had done a study with News 21, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Y'all wasn't paying attention then. So nigga, I gave y'all what y'all want. A ignorant motherfucking nigga that talk like them rappers. Now y'all listening. Now y'all paying attention, huh? I got y'all attention. Checkmate. Now let me tell y'all what y'all need to hear. We fucked up.
Um, he basically said, "Hey, I was talking like a studious person, and I was going to Congress and getting laws changed and working with different politicians and meeting up with different journalism, trying to make effective change for our community, but no one was listening to me. Now, since you wasn't listening to me, I got to get real raunchy and hood." And that's when they started listening to him. If we go back, and I could go back and pull up some of these clips of where he was in front of Congress in Texas. And he speaks very well. And nobody knew who Charleston White was. You know, and the only reason why we know he has a criminal past is because he spoke about it. And of course, it's a public record. You could look it up. But nobody knew who he was. We wouldn't even know if he had a criminal past if he wouldn't have got to this point. Nobody would have known Charleston White.
As a race of people, since y'all so caught up into my delivery. Fucked up as a race of people, since y'all so caught up into my delivery. 5% of children now are catching HIV from ages 13 to 21. What y'all worried about? 85% of the new chlamydia, all the new cases are teenagers. What y'all so caught up about? Nigga, only 35% of most kids in inner cities can read on or above their grade level. What the fuck are y'all talking about? These kids can't read. Come on, my nigga. So if we gonna be real, let's be real. I'm not bashing the black woman in her
And we're talking about, speaking of reading, I talk about reading all the time. 4th grade, that's when black children drop off. At 4th grade, you could test them at 9th grade and they will be still reading at 4th grade level. Black boys, black men. And it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic that we are facing, that we think that the white man is going to save us because of reparations. You want this critical race theory, and then you want the white man to teach you. Then we argue about the critical race theory, talking about, oh, you being racist because you ain't putting the critical race theory in the school system. Why wouldn't you be mad as hell that your children freaking can't read at grade level? Let's start right there. How are we going to put some type of theoretical documentation or curriculum in school and your kids can't read? To me, it makes no sense. We get mad about the wrong things. We spend a lot of time on the wrong things, the things that doesn't matter. Things that's not going to move the needle in our culture.
BBLs. I'm not bashing the black woman because she wearing eyelashes. I'm not fucking with the sister because she got too many baby daddy. I'm addressing men. Just like we abandoned no justice, no peace for George Floyd. Are we still mad about George Floyd? Are we still mad about police shooting? Is that why we not kneeling no more? Are we still boycotting the NFL? What happened to all these things? What happened? Nigga, because I'm still stuck on Tamir Rice while y'all stuck on my delivery. I'm still mad why ain't now motherfucker tore up the country behind Tamir Rice. Baby Tamir Rice at that. Since we so in tune.
See,
I mean, you can't get mad what he's saying. You can't get mad. And we're not mad about George Floyd anymore because he has a monument or whatever. We give things to appease black people. You give them a monument, like that ugly ass monument of Martin Luther King hugging himself. What the world was that? And we're like, oh, they love us. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Oh, he right. We ain't black if we don't vote Joe Biden. You ain't black enough if you don't vote for me. The most insulting thing. And we go and march, tear some shit up, and we claim police brutality. They need to stop killing us. And I pulled up the numbers. If you guys been following me, I've pulled up these numbers before. About 500 people die from police shootings. 500. How many people die from just us? A crime against yourself. How many people are dying? Boys between the ages of 13 and 26. About 15,000 people a year. And these are black men that's dying. That's what's killing us. It's not the white man. It's not white supremacy. It's not because you didn't get reparations. It's not because they didn't give us a new monument, something to cherish. It's not because they tore down the monument. You know, we focus on the wrong things than things that matter, rather than the things that matter, things that's gonna move the needle, like our education. If you can't read, you are easily controlled. You can't read and comprehend, you are easily controlled. And that's why we got these rappers, real basic lyrics that a child could write, and they're blowing up and being famous. Because the people that are listening to them, they can't read either. Back in the day, they wouldn't even had a chance. You disrespecting yourself. You don't have any type of lyrical, I guess, gift. And you're up there rapping, and everybody like, oh, look, she got a back. She popping the coochie and you know, doing the twerking and stuff. And you're 9 months pregnant. Like, who does that? And you're mad when a black man say, y'all niggas is crazy. You mad as hell. That doesn't even make any sense. When he calls you out, someone calls you out saying this is degenerate behavior. You get mad at that person calling them saying, oh no, we're not going to accept this for our people or for our culture. You guys put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Let me know if I'm going in the wrong direction. Dwayne Manziel, critical race theory is in itself racist. Exactly. BLM endorsed Trump. I think one of their supporters, but you know, some of the BLM people moved away saying, no, this is wrong. But anyway. FJB. Who is FJB? You got to put it in the chat. I'm not good with acronyms. And they've taken everything out of your neighborhood. Exactly. William, thank you for the super chat. Education starts at home. Thank you, William. Education starts at home. Make your kids, if you have kids in middle school and under, make them read out loud to you. Make them write. I know my youngest son, he always give me a hard time about writing. You know what I make? And he writes like he's a doctor already. I have high hopes for the man. But you know what I make him do? I make him write every day. Okay, you might not be a author one day, but you still need to know how to write. You still need to know how to read and comprehend. This is what we have to do to make sure the generation, because quite frankly, this generation is going to be taking care of us. And if you don't give them the tools to equip them to be successful in life, you're the one who's going to suffer. At your old age, you're the one that's going to suffer. You're going to end up having to take care of them longer than what you have to. And then they're not going to be able to take care of themselves. Be kind to your children. Give them the tools necessary to succeed in life. And one of those tools that will help them is making them read and do math at home. Even when your kids don't have any homework, make them do it anyway. My kids do homework all year round. They're like in China concentration camps because we do homework every day, 365 days. Even during winter break, you have to do homework. Especially if you got boys. Especially if you have black men. You're raising black men. You have to do it. I hate to say it, but the blacks are killing each other off. Well, you don't need to hate to say it. That's just facts. That's just facts, Dwayne. It's the raw truth. It's the ugly truth about what our society looks like. Black society. We have some good people and we got some good black folks. I'm not going to say all of them are bad. But what these kids are doing now is some different stuff. It's real different out here. More magic, he's raw. Yes. Queenie Smith, you're absolutely right, sister. Chico, I've been saying for the longest, we can't begin to address the treatment we receive from others until we address the way we treat one another. You can't say treat me like this and I want the cops to not kill me. And you, soon as somebody step on your toe, you ready to shoot them dead. Like, what in the world? I thought that was your brother. I thought that was your sister. Even like that, I don't know if you remember that guy in Chicago, and they called him, to slap him up, Queen. He didn't take no shit. He boxed him up. He was getting very disrespectful with the lady, and the lady, she should have backed down, but he said, you say one more word, I'm gonna slap you. And he did. He slapped her. He slapped her so hard, her son came in and shot him. And we expect the cop to treat us like royalty. And you treat your own brother and sister like dogs in the street. Stop it with the madness. Stop it. M said AI will be taking care of us. Yeah, hopefully. I'm glad you mentioned Candace Owens. Love the clip of her in Congress kicking ass and taking names with Nadler and the Democrats. Before I get off, I said I was going to share this clip with you guys. This is Lil RT. Like I said, Lil RT is a special little child. I don't think his mom and dad has given him a chance to, number one, be a child. And then number two, he has potential. I think he does. He has potential. But he's going down the wrong path, rapping about that gangster stuff. And it's like, why would you want your child to mimic that? Even if you grew up in the hood. Why would you want your child to grow up the same way? Why wouldn't you give, you know how hard it was in life. Why wouldn't you give your child a different way? And instead, you're letting him rap this horrible lyrics.
Wanna be honest? I don't know where my dad is at.
Y'all know what I mean? He's adopted.
I'm adopted.
Yeah, you adopted.
What? You lying, bruh.
Your mama adopted you, boy.
What? Wait, you think so?
Yeah, your mama adopted you, boy.
If I don't know my dad?
You don't know your dad? Woo!
I know my dad, but I don't know where he's at.
That means your mama got clap. Yeah.
My mama got what? Hey, bro.
Hey!
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. We not doing that. We not doing that, bro.
Nah.
Hey, bro. We not doing that, bro. Say sorry. Say sorry. Hey, bro. Say sorry, bro. Say sorry to Mama C that now. Say sorry, Mama C that. Say sorry, Mama C that.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Say sorry, Mama C that.
I'm sorry, Mama C that.
That's little RT. He does have another one.
I mean, what the heck? You really farted?
I don't know if this is.
No. You just said I fought in front of all these people?
No.
Act like you didn't say it. They didn't hear it, bro.
This is not.
I be making money, he a nigga funny. Why the hell he mad at me? Cause he a little bit woman. Lord, he bitch, I be done. On the west side, CB judge. Man, Tony, William Ling. We just fucked up bucks and honey. We fuck bitches by the dust. What's the time?
He said we FBs. But, you know, no one's getting offended by him, you know. He even had I can't find the video. I wish I would have saved it, but he had him freestyling. Kai Sen had him freestyling, and he was talking about R-ing girls, taking girls' stuff, the R word. This 9-year-old boy, very ludicrous to me, very ludicrous. And we're offended by Charleston White because he said, you know, whatever. He said what he said. And we're offended by it. And he's telling the truth. You listen to all this rap bull crap, but you offended by what I say. Anyway, that was it for our live stream, you guys. Thank you for tuning in once again. We're going to be at it tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about something. I'm not for sure what the topic's going to be, but I did just drop another video out regarding your illustrious mayor. Let's see. I dropped it off about 5:30. This is Tiffany. This one. And it's saying, who is Mayor Tiffany Henyard of Dalton, Illinois? Got her mug shot up there. Somebody put it in a comment saying, oh, was she ever convicted of breaking into cars? No, but she was arrested. So apparently she was caught red-handed. So, like, come on. We got some henchmen in the comment section. You guys call them out in the comment section. If you see some crazy foolishness in the comment section, feel free to call them out over some bull BS they be talking about. But yeah, Tiffany Henyard, our illustrious mayor of Dalton, Illinois, she's at it again. So, and I got some more information regarding Tiffany Henyard. I'll do that Friday. We'll go live Friday talking about her. All right, you guys, thank you once again. I appreciate every single last one of you. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for all the channel members. If you want to continue to support the channel, Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I do have channel memberships. Very small minimum fee. I think it's like $2.99. Support the channel, or just, cash at me, super chat me. That's really appreciated as well. You guys have a great evening tonight, and I will see you tomorrow.